Hey guys, it's Neat2Up here, and welcome back to Black Dude Reviews, a show hosted by a black dude who's now pneumonia-free and locked in. Today we will be reviewing Mega Man 5 for the NES, the fifth Mega Man game for the video game system that was slowly starting to go obsolete because of the overwhelming success of the Super Nintendo, which had already been out for 2 years when this game was released. But who knows, maybe they mastered this old hardware so much so that they were able to make a game more timeless and memorable than anything that the Super Nintendo could get out at the time. Let's see as we review Mega Man 5 for the NES. And if you end up liking this review and you would like to see a review for Mega Man 6, please do subscribe. But anyways, time for Mega Man 5. Where we start up the game, an intro cutscene plays, similar to that of Mega Man 4, except the screen is a little smaller when we see actual scenes. In Mega Man 5, there are 8 robots who've gone amok, and Proto Man is the suspected bad guy of this game, as he's seen taking away Dr. Light, leaving behind his scarf. The structure of the first part of the game isn't really anything we haven't seen before. There's a password system and 8 bosses that we need to take down. Go through the stage, fight the boss at the end of the stage, and gain that boss's ability. And use that boss's ability to take down other bosses or enemies in other stages. Speaking of abilities, Mega Man can still slide and he still has his charge shot. His charge shot has been massively buffed since Mega Man 4 as it's a lot bigger and it can now pierce through multiple enemies. Rush is back in this game too with a new Rush coil design. I honestly prefer the old Rush coil design. I feel that this one can act kinda strange at times. And you get Rush Jet after beating Gyro Man. As for new abilities, when you beat Starman, you get the Super Arrow, which is a little like Rush Jet in that you can skip past a lot of hard parts and levels, but the Super Arrow is an actual weapon. It's not that great against bosses, but it is a nice mobility item. Additionally, if you get all 8 letters from all 8 stages that spell Mega Man 5, you get Beat, a robot bird that Dr. Cossack made for Mega Man as an apologies for his actions in the previous game. When you use Beat, he basically homes in on enemies and bosses, and he's pretty darn powerful. Alongside E-Tanks, which have been in the Mega Man games for quite some time now, we also have M-Tanks, which fill up all of your weapons as well as your energy. They're really nice to have, however you can only have one M-Tank at a time, and the sound it makes when you're filling up all of your weapon energy can be pretty annoying. Alright, that's pretty much all the new stuff. After beating all the 8 stages, we go after the 4 Proto Man Castle stages. After beating all 4 stages, and after beating all 4 versions of Darkman in each of the 4 stages, it is revealed that Dr. Wily was the one behind Darkman, who's a robot Wily made to try to mimic Proto Man. Wily also reveals that Dr. Light is being held captive in his castle, and so we go to Dr. Wily's castle, which contains the last 4 stages in the game. It seems that at this point in the series, the penultimate stage was the stage that had the boss rush, and in this game they followed that formula. However, the boss rush room for this game is a little different than the boss rush rooms in the last 2 games in terms of its design and where the middle 2 captions are positioned. After beating all the bosses, we fight Dr. Wily in the Wily Press, and after beating the Wily Press, we go to Wily Stage 4, where we fight Wily Machine 5 and Wily Capsule 2, and once we beat Wily Capsule 2, we beat the game. Mega Man chases Wily down to Dr. Light's prison cell. Mega Man suddenly gains Luigi's jumping power in Super Mario Bros. 2 and is able to rescue Dr. Light from his cell. The fortress starts collapsing. Mega Man is somehow able to hold up the ceiling. Dr. Wily escapes. Proto Man rescues Mega Man and Dr. Light. The fortress collapses, and Proto Man sinks in the corner, ending the game. So that's Mega Man 5. This is indeed a hot take, but I find Mega Man 5 to be more memorable than Mega Man 4. First off, I think the story for this game, specifically the ending, is a lot more thought-provoking. At the start of the game, you think Proto Man is the bad guy, but when you get to the fight against the final Dark Man, you see that this Proto Man isn't the real Proto Man. I mean, just listen to his whistle. Now listen to the whistle of the real Proto Man. And then you see the real Proto Man, who exposes the fake one and gives you an L-Tank to help you regain your energy after being on the brink of death. I feel that it's in this game where we really see Proto Man's true heart. He's not a bad guy. He's a genuinely good guy who's been framed for doing bad things, and who was originally supposed to do bad things for Dr. Wily's pleasure. When he's caught doing good things, that's what triggered Dr. Wily to say that Proto Man betrayed him in Mega Man 4. So in anger, Dr. Wily made a fake Proto Man to frame the real Proto Man for his crimes. And then, once the real Proto Man exposed the fake one, Dr. Wily appears and admits that out of anger and challenges us to come to his fortress where Dr. Light is hidden. And then, later, at the end, Proto Man, out of the kindness of his heart, once again helps out Mega Man so that he and Dr. Light could escape the collapsing fortress. Then he leaves as if nothing had ever happened. It really makes me ask a lot of questions about Proto Man's overall character. I find the ending here to be a lot more fulfilling and interesting than Mega Man 4's ending in that regard. So what about the game? Again, I find this game to be a lot more fun to play than Mega Man 4. Yes, this game's formula is pretty much the same as Mega Man 4's formula, with 8 initial stages, 4 extra stages, and 4 Wily stages. And while I do think that some of these stages don't need to be here, I feel that the design of the levels in this game is more streamlined than Mega Man 4. Sometimes less is more. I think the biggest reason why I came to that conclusion is because of the charge shot. Yes, it's overpowered, but I find it so fun to use, just like I find Metal Blade super fun to use in Mega Man 2. Unfortunately, a lot of the weapons in this game aren't super great, but not all of them are completely useless, as I do find myself using the weapons in this game quite a bit. But I mostly use these weapons in boss fights. I find Charge Kick to be pretty unique, as you have to slide into an enemy or boss in order to deal damage to it. And I think Crystal Eye is very useful in a lot of the endgame stages. However, Power Stone, if you're using it outside of Charge Man's fight, sucks. Compared to the other weapons, the charge shot is just so much more clean and powerful and fun to use. However, if you're charging up and you get hit, you have to recharge the charge shot. As for the difficulty of this game, I think that this has been the easiest Mega Man game thus far. However, a few parts of this game that I did find annoying are the ending of Gyro Man stage and the conveyor belt part of Proto Man stage 2. I hated that part as a kid, and I still hate it now. The Robot Master stages in this game are definitely a lot easier this time around, but I still find them fun to play through. I really like the jet ski segment in Wave Man stage, and I think the secret rooms in Stone Man stage with a nice little reward in them for finding the room are a nice addition to the stage. And the bosses of these stages are all pretty simple to fight, except for maybe Charge Man. Also, I really like the music in this game. I think the Weapon Get screen music is really catchy. And I also really like the Wily stage theme in this game. It has a melancholic vibe to it that I find enjoyable. Overall, I think Mega Man 5 is a pretty solid game. The game's story is very meaningful to me, and the overall structure of the game's stages makes it really fun for me to play. And the game's difficulty may be pretty soft compared to past games, but at the end of the day, Mega Man games don't need to be super hard in order for them to be fun. The weapons, while they may be pretty unbalanced, a good amount of them are pretty useful in their own ways. And the charge shot is so much better to use than a lot of them. Something I forgot to mention is that this game looks and performs great. Almost no slowdown or sprite flickering throughout the entire game, unless you actively go out of your way to look for it. Mega Man 5 is once again a pretty solid game, and while the flaws of this game prevents me from recommending this game to newcomers of Mega Man, it still is a nice game to come back to. So with that, I give Mega Man 5 for the NES a 4-star rating. I know people are gonna disagree with me for giving Mega Man 5 a higher rating than Mega Man 4, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is the fun factor in these games and not actually how well the game is designed. And while I do agree that Mega Man 4 is fundamentally a better designed game than Mega Man 5, I still find myself having more fun playing this game than I do playing Mega Man 4. And I think the story here is better than the story in Mega Man 4 too. But next time, we will be wrapping up the NES Mega Man games with Mega Man 6 for the NES, so please subscribe for that. Subscribing is quick, easy, and you can always change your mind. But besides that, leave a like or leave a dislike, and thanks for watching.